Jason is an experienced project manager. He spent his whole life working in technical roles and he hates it. My name's Shauna Cole and this is Career Interrupted. Jason's an experienced project manager and he's spent the bulk of his career working in really technical type roles. He's worked in primarily industrial environments, and by all accounts, he's got a great job. Well, Jason, on the other hand, would kind of disagree with the idea that he's got a great job because he is feeling sort of less and less engaged as the days go on. So he doesn't quite hate his job. He doesn't hate it. He doesn't loathe the company. But there's just something about the nature of the work. He is finding it boring, less and less challenging, and he's feeling like sluggish. And he's not feeling like he's learning anything new. Jason feels like he's not been able to progress in the company. So he's applied for internal management roles. So yeah, he's a project manager, but he manages projects. He wants to transition into a leadership role where he's leading a team of people. He's applied and he's been unsuccessful time after time. He's asked for feedback. Hey, what can I do to make sure that I'm the next one to get this leadership role? And he gets generic comments like, you know what, thanks so much for applying. You're continuing to do a great job. Why not volunteer and take on some extra work and projects where you're leading a specific stream of work or whatever. Don't worry, we're not going to pay you extra for it. Just take on the extra work and then we'll put a nice check mark next to your name and you'll get some brownie points. Now, Jason, he totally bought this approach early on in his career. And he said, yeah, I'm totally going to do this. I'm going to take on this extra work and this extra responsibility for no more pay or title. I'm going to be this keen guy and for sure I'm going to get promoted. But he's reached an age where he's decided he doesn't want to do that anymore. He has other priorities in his life and he has a family. And he's really felt like, you know what? You keep giving me the same generic feedback and I'm not getting anywhere. He's feeling not engaged. He's feeling demotivated and he's feeling stuck in his career. So Jason reached out to me for some support on how to work through this sort of career slump that he is going through. He wants to get back to this place where he feels like he's growing and learning at work and he's finding the work he's doing engaging. He wants to get to a place where he can feel like he's actually progressing to that leadership role. He knows he's going to be an awesome leader. He coaches teams, he sits on boards. He knows that he is ready to take that on in his career. So Jason and I worked through a career clarity exercise where we worked through 5 steps to talk about what it is his vision is for his professional career. We talked about the things that he loves to do, what he's good at, what he could make money at. And what we uncovered was, you know what? This work environment was probably not where he wanted to be over the long term. So despite his really killer background in technical, industrial type fields, he actually had this desire to work in a workplace that was more white collar, more like a startup type environment. So we put together an action plan for Jason to move towards getting a job in a new startup. With this action plan, Jason had really clear, specific to-dos in order to land that next role. He wasn't in a situation to quit his job, and it wasn't that bad anyways. It was just sort of annoying and discouraging. But while he was still working that full-time job, he started working this plan to achieve his next gig at the startup. His plan included things like working on his LinkedIn profile to show up in a much more intentional way online and to enhance his overall personal brand. It included things like networking with key professionals in the startup field. It included tactics like scheduling informational interviews and really reaching out to people he already knew in that field to get the in on hidden jobs that weren't even yet posted. So Jason worked his plan extensively. It took him about 6 months while he was still working full-time to land the new job. But ultimately, he was able to get a gig at a startup like he had wanted. And he is now on a clear path to obtain a leadership role in the startup community. He feels like this is going to be a much better fit for him. He thought he was being held back in a technical environment because he didn't hold the specific engineering degree that they were usually looking for in leaders in this company. Jason took an important step back in his career in order to move forward. That step back for him was this self-reflection and walking through the process of career clarity and setting a clear vision for himself to chart a new path in his career and move away from what was all really familiar to him. It's a scary thing to do, but when you've got a clear plan in place, it can actually become a lot less scary. Career clarity is an important tool to help you uncover what's missing from your professional career. So often we wait until we're feeling not engaged and super annoyed with our current employer before we even consider going down a path like this. To be proactive, why not go through a career exercise today? Even if you're not hating on your job or feeling disengaged, the exercise of career clarity can be beneficial at any point in your career. I'm going to link to more details on how to find career clarity in the video description here. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and remember to make change work.